Are you ruining your life right now? You should be. This video, I would say, is the best guide on YouTube that will tell you everything you need to know step by step so you can start ruining your life in one day. I have wasted plenty of my life already, so I know exactly what to do. And towards the end of the video, I will give you specific actionable steps which you should definitely not take if you want to keep wasting your life. So I have created a 4-step framework that will ruin every area of your life. The key to it is to just always procrastinate and feel sorry for yourself in each area of your life. Always put off the things that give you progress for the things that make you comfortable at the time. We start with your mind. The mind is the most powerful part of us, and we just must ruin it first. So firstly, don't read any books. Just keep yourself completely ignorant. After all, books are boring and they take, hours to read. You are a visual learner. That's right, you can't read words. So instead, just consume the lowest form of content imaginable. Let the social media algorithm hijack your thoughts and just make you feel toxic. This way you ensure that your mental health is always just shaky and your thoughts are completely disorganized. So let the social media brainwash you and hijack your every thought. Base your entire worldview, your entire life philosophy off of TikTok shorts. There is no point to actually reading books, the boring books written by the boring authors. This brings us on to the second area, which is purpose. Forget it. You don't need one. You don't need to find meaning in your life. It's useless anyway. The only meaning of life is to just keep chasing dopamine like an addicted rat. Only listen to what others plan for you. If your parents tell you to go to a university you don't like, listen to them. If your friends do not agree with your goals, then conform, be like your friends. Never be brave and do anything different than what you are told. Blend in with the crowd at every moment. You cannot trust yourself. You must trust others to tell you what to do. Yourself is unreliable. Everybody else is right. So never pause for a single second. Never stop consuming content. Never be bored. Otherwise, you just, start thinking of your life and then you might find your purpose. So definitely don't do that. No. Instead, you must just follow the path laid out for you without thinking much of it, Don't think too hard because, you don't want to do hard things. How dare you do hard things? Now, next, we want to ruin our social life. We can do this by just having a zero standard for the people around us. Just sit in your comfort zone. Don't go out too much. Don't talk to anybody. Actively hate people around you. The problem is in all the people and it's never in you. And definitely attempt to completely replace your social life with social media. So attempt to also replace real love with pornography. And at all times, at every opportunity, ignore everybody. Never give anything to anybody. Never overcome your anxiety to speak to people. Just drive people away with your negative attitude. Now, after you do that, we're getting pretty close to actually ruining our whole life. So we have become very mentally unstable and ignorant. We lack a purpose to our lives and nobody loves us because we are negative and avoid people like the plague. Now, all you have to do is ruin your body. So understand that, the only point of food is for pleasure. You don't need nutrients. It's for pleasure. Eat the food which is most pleasurable at the time. And at all costs, avoid moving. You might get injured or something. You cannot allow for any physical activity. And for God's sake, get your phone in bed. Stare at the blue light right before sleep, and this will completely impair your sleep. So keep eating for pleasure, avoiding all exercise and movement, and impairing your sleep daily. I promise you, you'll see physical decay soon enough. Join the community of like-minded men who want to ruin their lives just like you. No, but seriously, it's a self-improvement community in which I teach you how to find your purpose and become disciplined so you don't waste your life. Now, what you just watched was my anti-vision. An anti-vision is the life you do not want. And sometimes it's just hard to figure out what you want out of life, but it's always easy to know what you don't want. I do not want to be an ignorant and negative person. I do not want to lack a purpose to my life and conform to what other people tell me. I do not want to have no social life and replace it with social media. I do not want for my body to start physically decaying. These things absolutely terrify me. And I know I cannot be a failure by the time I'm 30. Because what I want is to have decent success in all these areas, but especially make the best out of my purpose and really master some skills that will just allow me to be the best in the field I choose. So what I suggest to you is to create an anti-vision. Tell yourself what you don't want to be and just discover the actions that you must avoid at all costs. Which actions get you closer to your anti-vision? Well, avoid these actions. Because basically life is the amalgamation of days. So your days on this earth combined is what your life is composed of. So from there, it follows that in order to live a good life, you just want to maximize each day. And if each day is correct, then you will get the life you desire. A life you don't actually regret. If each day is wrong, you'll get the wrong life. So to prevent ruining your life, you just must figure out how to prevent ruining each day, because each day you ruin gets you one day further away from the life you want and gets you one day closer to your anti-vision, the life you'd hate. So you must be absolutely obsessed over this one skill of maximizing each day. You can call it discipline, call it productivity, call it focus, call it what you want. You must have this ability to maximize each day, because each day decides your entire life, because your entire life is just composed of your ability to use up the singular days you have. So how do you develop this skill? Here is some actionable steps on how to stop wasting your time and maximize each day in your life. Now, as always, this video is absolutely useless if you don't actually take the action. If you don't do the steps that I'm about to give you, if you don't take the tips and actually implement them, there's no point to this video and you have wasted your life by watching it. Now, step one is how to spend time. You need to learn how to spend your time, because the only part of time you control is the current moment. So the current moment must be spent right. If you don't have the skill of knowing how to spend the present moment, you waste your life. So this is a skill, discipline, productivity, whatever. It's a skill to be able to actually spend your time correctly. And the time you have is the only thing you have on this planet. It's the only thing you have. If you run out of time, you die. Okay? So this is the most important thing. But if you spend your time correctly, you enjoy your life and you have an amazing life. So the only useful way to spend your time is in ways that it actually progresses your life. You must have the mindset that immediate pleasure is useless. If you follow immediate pleasure, you will waste your life. So most people think of the next day and the next week, but they never think beyond that. So most people live in the perpetual cycle like a rat or like a hamster on a wheel, chasing pleasure, junk foods, social media, just fucking whatever, alcohol, drugs. This is how most people live. They cannot escape the cycle of just chasing pleasure for pleasure's sake. But if you think long term, if you think about the next 5-10 years and the life you end up with, you stop chasing immediate pleasure because you realize that none of this immediate pleasure will actually contribute to you in the future. What's the point of playing video games today if it's not getting you closer to the dream life you actually want? So you need to have this mentality of, I don't care how much pain it will take me to do this, I will achieve the life I want. And when you have this mentality, you stop wasting your time. Now, if you spend all your time usefully over a long period of time, you actually get a damn near utopic life, since every area will be awesome. And just to be clear, you're not sacrificing the present moment. You're not doing that. You're not sacrificing anything. You're just choosing to spend your time usefully, and that's how you can enjoy your life. We enjoy our lives when we make progress. If you're not making progress, you don't enjoy your life. So why don't you make progress every day so you can enjoy your life every day? And if you do that for a long enough period of time, your life will be utopic. Because imagine you stop eating junk food and you eat healthy and you work out. Imagine you stop scrolling and watching social media every day and you just start reading books. Imagine you stop being lazy and procrastinating and you actually put in the work on your purpose. Imagine you stop being an asshole to people and hanging out with low quality friends, and you actually spend time with nice people that are intelligent, that actually help you. Imagine if you did all these things and you stopped doing these things here and you did the productive things here. Your life will be awesome in every single area, because your body, your social life, your purpose, everything, your mind, everything will be developed to a high level. Now, how do you do this? Well, step 2 is the routine. So for each empty moment in your day, each moment that you don't know what to do, you will end up reverting to your natural habits. Your natural habit is probably to scroll or watch porn. So a lot of people don't actually have a problem with procrastination. A lot of people have problem with terrible time management. You basically don't manage your time. You just tell yourself, you wake up every day and, what am I gonna do today? That's a terrible way to live, because you're just gonna do the path of least resistance. So whatever is easiest, that's what you're gonna do if you don't actually have a plan. And what's easiest is to scroll or watch porn or play games or do drugs or all these things are easier than actually working and doing something productive. So to prevent that, each and every singular hour of your day needs to be filled with activities, and you need to know exactly what you're doing before doing it. So each and every hour, if I ask you on Friday at 3 p.m., what are you doing? You must have an exact answer, because you have a routine. And this is what you need to do. And when you wake up and you have a specific routine and you know you have to follow that routine, you're way less likely to procrastinate. You're way less likely to take the path of least resistance, because you have a routine. So the way you do this is you set a specific goal. So you cannot have a routine if you don't have a goal. So you need to first decide, what are you doing with your life? Then you create a routine that stays the same and fills all your time throughout a day. So you create a routine with 0 gaps. You don't want a single hour to be, ambiguous, because you will procrastinate in that ambiguous hour. From sleep to social life to work to working out to eating, everything needs to be in the routine. And basically you want to plan tomorrow today. So you want to plan the next day today. So today, when night time comes before you go to bed, plan the exact routine you're gonna do, the productive routine that you're gonna do for the next day. And when you have that plan, all you have to do is follow it. And that's how you make sure that you maximize the next day. Right now it's Thursday. I'm gonna sit down at night, look at my routine. I'm gonna know exactly what I need to do to make Friday the best day that I've ever had, the most productive day. And that's how I can go to bed in peace, knowing that I've not wasted my life. Now, step 3 is effort and feedback. So the difference between the noob and the master is not only time, it's also effort. My 1 hour of work is not the same as yours. I probably make much more progress. So the noobs think that, I'm gonna spend 8 hours working and I'm gonna make the progress, but that's not true, because time is not the only factor. There's also effort. So if we sat you down right here with me to study, and I also studied, I do way more in that 1 hour of studying than you. Basically because I practice meditation, I've practiced my focus, I know how to handle pain, I have a distraction-free environment. I know all these things to make my studying more productive. I can gamify the process. I have all these techniques to get 5 hours of work into 1 hour, because I have all these techniques, so that the average person is not very effective with his time. So once you have that time, and once you have that routine, make sure you're actually putting in the effort and you're actually being concentrated. The master maintains full focus on what he's doing, especially the key work tasks. You must put in actual full concentration into it, no distraction. So don't distract yourself. When you tell yourself that for 2 hours you're gonna study, actually study in those 2 hours. Don't open your phone, because that destroys you slowly. You know, what's the point? You're just torturing yourself. So one task at a time and full concentration at the task. Don't multitask. And now, the other thing is feedback. So you inevitably fail to follow your routine. At this moment, don't forget about the failure. Specifically start thinking why it happened, and it's mandatory to make an improvement. So what most people do is they tell themselves they're gonna do something and they do it, and they just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again. And this includes the mistakes. This is really bad because, well, you're not actually making progress. Even though you're spending your time productively and you're putting in the effort, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're gonna get the same results. The boat is not going faster, you're not moving forward. So you need feedback. So once you add in the routine, you add in the effort, now you need to add in the iteration, the feedback to the process you're doing. So if I uploaded the same video over and over again, I'd get the same results. I wouldn't, improve. I wouldn't get more views. But if I improved each video, then slowly but surely my views are gonna increase. I'm gonna be making progress, and I'm gonna be getting better. So a lot of the people I speak to, for example, you watch porn and you'll be like, oh, I watch porn, I shouldn't do that. But then you make 0 changes. And then what happens? After a few days, you watch porn again. So if you want to stop watching porn, for example, you need to pause and actually take a moment and be like, okay, why did I do this? And what can I improve so next time this doesn't happen? If you don't go through this process, you're just gonna keep making the same mistake. It's insanity. You're just repeating the same process. So please, every mistake you make to the routine, every time you don't follow the routine, identify why you did not follow and search for an improvement. If you have to be creative. If you can't be creative, read a book or something that will help you fix your problem. But you need to identify the problem. Half of solving a problem is just realizing that it's there. So thanks for watching. My mission is I want to help every young man find his purpose and become disciplined in achieving it. This is my movement, this is my channel, and this is what it's about. I believe that if every young man had a purpose and maximized every single one of his days, we'll change the world. So join the community of men who are on their way to their purpose, of disciplined men. Link in the description. Bye!